Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. Here are my full-time thoughts of West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2. As always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some very nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, as I always say, I'll be sending on to this charity here, Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter to help put food on the tables for those who've been really struggling over the last 4 to 5 years. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, or grab yourself a very nice polo or track jacket, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So yes, let's talk about the starting 11. Not that far off of what I was calling in the preview, bar a couple of changes, as it always is. Areola remaining in goal, with Soufal, Zuma, Aguerd and Emerson making up the back four. Alvarez and Ward-Prowse in the defensive midfield positions, with Kudus, Souček and Paquetá in the midfield, supporting Bowen up front. So, when this lineup came through, good, strong lineup. I did say that I think that Zuma was rushed back. Proved me wrong during the game. That's fine. But at the time, I thought I was, as I said in the preview, guys, I was worried about Aguerd being targeted by Awomi as I, because he's got a habit of running at centre backs. But in general, happy with the starting 11 that was put out. Antonio on the bench made total sense. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. So 2 and 3/4 minutes on the clock, 3 minutes on the match report. We're 1-0 up with a great ball from Paquetá into the back of the net. Really, really great run that he did as well, for that matter. I think Bowen was involved in some of the build-up. Doesn't get an assist for it, but it was a great ball up to him. But yeah, so yeah, here we go. So great, 3 minutes on the clock in terms of the match report, and we think, we're all thinking, okay, this is going to be a very, very attacking game. And it was. The only problem was that Forest were more attacking than we were throughout the predominance of the first half. They were quicker to balls. We just sat back relatively quickly as well, for that matter, because we were holding the lead. And there was some good play in there. Soufal was doing his best, bless him, but he was just getting turned. And understandable, Elanga was giving him so many headaches and so much grief. It was unreal. But that's the quality of the guy. That really is the quality of the guy. But, and it was but to concede the goal the way that we did, and who is it going to be? Their number one striker, as I centre forward, at least the player that I said we need to be keeping an eye out for. Areola made some good saves before that. Well, one save, decent save before that. We got very, very fortunate with a deflection from that save, which led to a corner earlier on in the game. But personally, he should have had his hands on the ball. If the ball can land around about there, you can put both hands on it, which he did, to be fair, in the second half. But in the first half, when it comes to that, he's in no man's land. He's got no options, but there's so much space in the back four. It's absolutely unreal. It really is poor, so poor. Makes a good save, but parries it straight into the on-running Iwani, or Iwani, or how you pronounce it, and we're 1-1 at half time. Yeah, people were getting worried. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sure there was going to be a lot of squeaky bums out there thinking, what the hell's going on? Really, genuinely, what's going on? And I said to Bill at half time, Bill and Charles for that matter, I said to both of them, I guarantee you that Simon Cooper is going to be making changes, and he does. He makes a change right at the halftime point. So it was, but there's just no excuse for that defending to. I mean, I love David Moyes. Don't get me wrong, I really do. I think he's a great manager. I maintain what I said last season, that he's hit his glass ceiling. We've only kept 1 clean sheet in 12 games in the Premier League. Was it 2 clean sheets overall in all the European and Cup games that we've played, and the Premier League? We've kept 2 clean sheets out of that. 17 games I think we're on now. Now, what worries me is the fact that we have such a good defensive manager, quote unquote, yet we can't keep a clean sheet. That really does worry me. There's a lot of miscommunication between players out there. I'm not blaming anybody in particular because it's a collective disappointment from the equaliser. But second half rolls around, sun starts to set a little bit. You know, we start playing some decent football in the second. We played very good football in the start, but it just backed off really, really quickly. In the second half as well, for that matter, as I say, just really, really, it was worrying. But James Ward-Prowse with a brace of assists. Absolutely loving that. Really, really good ball from him, and a great from the corner, and a great header on the 64th and a bit minute, which is 65 minutes on the clock, and on the match report, I should say. But brilliant header from Bowen. Bam. You know, after obviously, 2 minutes after conceding that ball, good from a footballing perspective. Alanga rolls a great ball up to, Alina, I should say, rolls a great ball up to Alanga, and boom, it's 2-1. You know, within basically, where are we? 15 odd minutes of the. Where are we? Oh, look, yeah, 18 minutes on the clock, but we bounced back straight away. 2-2. Great header from Bowen. Absolutely superb. Now, a lot of people were giving Souček grief, and to be fair, I'm not going to disagree with them in any shape or form. You know, Hooper kept making the substitutions. They were cheating left, right, and centre. So were the bloody officials. It was unreal. Me and Charles will talk about this on the walk back from the stadium. We genuinely can't figure out which one was the worst game in terms of officials. Guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you were thinking. Which was the worst official game? Thursday night or tonight? Or this afternoon, I should say. It's honestly, it was so bad. So bad. But, as I say, Souček was getting a lot of grief, and to be fair, he really, really was. I thought he played very badly for a lot of the game. You know, he caused some. To be honest with you, I kind of think he's partly responsible for the build-up for their second goal. I really do. I mean, what on earth was he doing with that ball at the side of the pitch that ended up being a throw-in? You know, we almost conceded a penalty. We almost conceded a goal from our bloody corner as well, for that matter, during the late on in the second half. You know, you could see that players were getting a little bit knackered. But, you know, it is what it is from that point of view. But it felt like, pretty much right at the death. A great ball in again from Ward-Prowse for the corner, and Souček nuts it into the back of the net, and it's 3-2. And everybody is still fucking nervous. Not gonna lie, people were still getting nervous around that at the end of the day, guys, because it was just like, we're still literally a couple of minutes away from just anything's possible in this game. We had everything bar a red card and a penalty. We could have had a penalty looking at the replay of Souček's goal, because their number 5, which was who is he? Mangala, seemed to be having a lot of issue with Paquetá throughout the second half. And actually, if you see the replay of Souček's goal, Paquetá is actually is basically pole drived by Malanga, bam, down. But the goal stood, and quite rightly so. And we're 3-2, and it's decent from that point of view. 12 games of a Premier League season, 9th in the table at the time of this recording, because it's Chelsea 2, Man City 2, 2 points behind 2 points behind Brighton, a point above Brentford, going into the third international break now. And yeah, things can be better. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but guys, we're just under a third of the way through the season. So there's nothing to panic about yet, but the warning signs are still there, as they were from this time last year. We can't defend properly. We have issue with midfield, and we have a lot of issues going about with attack as well, for that matter. Don't get me wrong, Bowen was massively up for this game once for the majority of the game, but especially once he scored that header. Again, he scored a header it's just brilliant from that point of view. The replay looks like there was a rebound onto Souček that caused that goal. But yeah, we're just under a third of the way through the season. Things do need to be addressed. We need to keep clean sheets for one. Our defence really, really needs to sort itself out, and likewise for that matter, the midfield needs to be more coordinated. Kudus was playing well. Paquetá was pissing about a fair bit, but didn't really. He's going to give the ball away, but at the same point, you know, we had Souček in there was relatively ineffective, bar the goal throughout the 90. But guys, as always, thank you very, very much for your time. Put your comments in the comment section below. As I say, just let me know what you're thinking on this at any point of the about any section of the game. But yeah, the priority massively now is a centre forward in January. We really, really do. Don't get me wrong. When Antonio came on, I thought he played okay. You know, I thought he did pretty well for that matter for the handful of minutes that he had. Ogbonna and Creswell coming on at the 90 plus minutes. To have 6 at the back. I don't care what anybody says. You know, you could say that Emerson was on the wing for 30 seconds, but still. But yeah, thank you very, very much for your time, guys. As there's an international break, obviously the videos aren't going to be coming as frequently as previously. But I've got a couple of ideas to keep for what's going to happen within the next week or so before we do the preview for the Burnley game and other stuff as well, for that matter. But guys, look after yourselves. Like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. And I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.